the Review Chick, and I'm here with Mama Review Chick, and we're gonna have a little bit of story time here and give some bit of breast cancer awareness here, because you know it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October. So we're out here and we're gonna just talk with my mother today.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle's mom, Rena, and I am a survivor.
Yes, she is.
And very blessed at that. And I would like to say congratulations to all of the survivors, both men and women out there, because men are affected as well as women by the cancer of the breast.
They are.
And as I was saying, I'm a survivor for 10 years now. 10 years this month.
Woo!
And I am very, very blessed again to say that I'm a 10-year survivor. Breast cancer is very common. 1 out of every 8 women or men, mainly women, are affected by the disease of breast cancer. And in Black American women, it can be very, very deadly. That's why it's so important for us to get our mammographies as they're scheduled for us, because early detection does and can save lives. They're making great strides in research these days with the cancer prevention of breast cancer, but without people going in and getting mammographies and following through up on breast care services, it doesn't make a difference. You have to be a advocate for yourself and make sure that you are doing what you can in order to be a survivor.
Now, tell us your story and how you discovered your mass.
Well, I've always been one that did self-breast exams monthly and sometime frequently, but they say you should always do it at least once a month, because your breast can ever be changing the tissues. So you should always do it at least once a month. And mine, it was 10 years ago, as I mentioned, that it was discovered. It was 2006, and I think I noticed something that didn't feel right in the month of May and June, and I just questioned myself. Well, like anybody would do, is this for real? And I did not go to the doctor to have it confirmed or anything like that at that point, because I was scheduled for my mammography that summer, which was always scheduled in July. And when I went in July, they found something that did not feel right at the time, and did not look right at the time. So I was sent for evaluation by a breast cancer specialist, and her name is Chase, and I am seeing her still today. And it was confirmed through the second mammography and the biopsy that there were cancer cells, and so the lump was cancerous, which was very, very devastating to me. When you're told that you have something in your breast before you even know that it's cancerous, it's always something that's devastating to anyone. And when they told me, when they gave me the call and told me, and I had to tell my family, of course, everybody was all up in an uproar because we had never had anything like that so upsetting in the family. So my daughter, Michelle, I just have 2 children, my daughter and my son, Paris, they were all just tearful and emotional. My husband the same way. I had the radical treatment. I had the chemo, the surgery, and the radiation. But through my journey, I had prayer warriors on my side, and I call them my team. My family, of course, my son, my daughter, my husband, my grandson, they were my team, and at that time my son was married, so his wife was a part of that team also. And then my care team, the physician, the technician, the oncologist, my gynecologist, and the nursing staff and staff there at Southside OBGYN, and my professional co-workers, my friends on my job, those people who really supported me, not gossipers. And that's what I asked for, prayer warriors, not gossipers, because it's very easily for people to start talking and saying things and not being prayerful for you. I had to make plans to tell my administrative staff, when I would be taking off, when I would be leaving, how long I would be gone, all of those medical leaves that you have to take. In my situation, I was gone for some months, so I had to make sure that all of that was in place. So I wanted to take my time and didn't want anybody to really know everything that was about the whole situation. That's why I asked my girlfriend Sharon not to say anything to anybody. At that time, they thought I was having hip surgery because I was having some hip problems also. So all this was coming in at the same time that I had the breast cancer, having hip problems. So it was kind of a way to kind of escape everybody from knowing what was going on in my life by them thinking that I had to have hip surgery rather than having something done to the breast. So the gossipers were all saying that I was out having hip surgery, hip replacement, rather than knowing that it was really cancer in the breast. And when they did find out, it was after the fact. So they didn't have a chance to kind of look and form opinions in their minds beforehand while I was there. It was all after I was gone. Of course, that didn't matter. That it didn't matter to me then because I wasn't there to see everything, to hear everything. I was there getting good treatment from a good care team, having support of my family, my daughter, my husband, my son, my grandson, my daughter-in-law at that time, and having prayers from my family who were distant down at a distance down in Arkansas and Tennessee. So that made a big difference. And my oncologist, he was such a caring person. His name is Lesh, Dr. Lesh, and he was such a caring and educating person. He would always make every visit a teachable moment. When I had to have the chemo, when they decided what type of chemo medication I would be given, it was decided based on what type of breast cancer I had. I didn't have anything in the lymph node. They were going to do the shrinking of the mass, and then do the surgery, and after the surgery do the chemo. So that was the plan. That was the plan designed for me. And I would have chemo once a month, on 1 week, off for 3 weeks. And I started September 1 of 2006, and I had my last bout with chemo November of 2006. I had the surgery the very first week of December of 2006. No, I did not. I'm sorry. I had it toward the end of December of 2006. And they found out I needed another surgery because they didn't get the edges cleaned up well enough. So I had to have another surgery the beginning right after New Year's, and then thereafter the surgery, I was allowed to go back to work. I started radiation treatment after the surgery in March of 2007. I had 28 days of radiation treatment every day for 28 days. I had a very good team for the radiation treatment also. I was told to use certain soaps, to wear certain bras, to only bathe with certain types of body wash, not to use deodorant. I had to get the deodorant from the cancer center, and because it didn't have any type of chemicals in it at all. So you want to be careful of all the things that's there inside the product that you're using when you're going through treatment of this type, and any type, that you follow the guidance of your medical team, whether it be the doctors, the nurses, specialists, and technicians, whatever. And I didn't have any burns from the radiation. There was no scarring or anything. I can't show you anything right now, and I don't think I feel comfortable in doing that. But everything turned out really beautifully. The only thing, I did lose some tissue mass in my left breast, because that was where the mass was. So they had to take breast tissue from that. And but I made full recovery. And I did. Let me go back. During the process of me taking chemo, I did not lose my hair at first. When I lost my hair, it was at the end of my treatment. I didn't lose hair until December. And along the way, the journey, Dr. Lesh was telling me that he didn't feel that I would even lose any hair. I would be one of those who wasn't affected by chemo with hair loss. But that wasn't the case. I woke up one morning in December, and I went to brush my hair, because I had a perm at that time, and it wasn't natural like it is now. And when I went to brush it, it all came off, and I saved it, and this is what it looked like when it came off. It was all of this. This is the hair that was on my head, and it's been 10 years, so it has all come together. But that was my hair, and I was mainly gray. It wasn't all gray like I am now. But when it came back, and I was so distraught about losing the hair, and but my girlfriend, my stylist, her name is Stephanie Dodd, and I did mention her as a part of my team. But Stephanie Dodd is a close friend, and as I said, she's my hairstylist. was styled my hair for over 20 years, and Michelle's hair. Started doing Michelle's hair when she was 5 years old.
Yeah, she's the best in Indianapolis.
And so she was telling me, she said, Rena, you're worried about something that's dead. And that means my hair. Because that's out, that you see, is dead cells. And that's what she was talking about. And said, God's going to give you new hair. And he did, and this is what he gave me. It's not dark like it is here in the back, but it's like beautiful, I think. And when I was after I lost the hair, I started wearing a wig that was similar to the color of my own hair at that time. And so this is the wig that I wore as a pasteboard. It hadn't been combed. All of this, if I brush it out, it'll get back in together. So probably we're going to do another segment to this, because I think I want to do more than one. I want to show people things that I've done, gifts that I've gotten from people along the 10-year journey and everything. But this is the wig that I wore, and my girlfriend Effie, we were college friends when we were younger, and she's a person that loves wigs even though her hair is all the way down her back. And she said, Rena, this is the place where you need to go to get you a buddy. And that's what she called them, buddies. And this was my buddy during my journey before my hair grew back. And then after it grew back, I was in 2008. I wore a wig from 7 to 2000 and the summer of 2008. And the summer of 2008, I took this off and I started wearing braids. And so 2008, that school year, 2008-9, I wore braids with scarves. So I'm going to show you a lot of the things along the journey in the next segment. That gifts that I had, recordings that I made, other things that I picked up along the way during the journey. Because once you have breast cancer, your journey never ends. It's a recording for you each and every day, because it's a blessing each and every day to live, breathe, and talk about what you've gone through and how you can encourage others who may be going through the same difficult moments that you've gone through, or family members or friends. It used to be a time, this is something I used to say when I was at work before I became a cancer survivor, a person that had cancer, had breast cancer, that I didn't know anyone, didn't have no relatives or anything with breast cancer that was affected by it. Now there's no one that you can think of that does not know someone who has breast cancer, either in their family or a friend or an acquaintance or themselves. Everybody is affected. It's just something that's, and I always said, I started to say, it's in the air, the food, and the water that we drink. And that's why you need to be so very, very careful about things that you take inside your body.
Absolutely.
That you breathe inside your body, and just take good care of yourself. And I know genetics has a great deal to do with that. Let me take my shades off. To do with all of that. But you have to be a strong advocate of yourself as to what you are going to do for yourself. And as they say, you are what you eat. So when you start to taking a long look at what you are putting inside your body, it's going to make a big difference. Start looking at the labels on cans, on packaging, because the meats that you're consuming, the quantity of meats that you're consuming, dairy products, all of that makes a big difference in what's going on in your body and what you're taking into your body and how much of it. Get a good care team on your side, a good primary care physician. Mine is Kathy Yoder, and I love her dearly. I love her. She takes care of all of us. My husband, my daughter, my son. She doesn't take care of my grandson, but I'm sure as he gets older, he's going to be one of her patients also. And my gynecologist, Alan Gillespie, who later retired from the practice in Southside OBGYN, and now Brian Perkins and his staff are the people that take care of me in that area. Dr. Chase Loddick is my breast care doctor and physician. She is a very, very dedicated and knowledgeable person on the cutting edge of everything that you can think of with equipment, with research, everything. She is so knowledgeable, and I thank God for her being here in Indianapolis, taking care of not only me but other people who may be affected by this dreadful disease. And the oncologist, I had Dr. Les Lech at the beginning, and he went to Arizona to do more research in the area of breast cancer. And when he left, he passed patients on of his to Dr. Bogdanovich. So Dr. Bogdanovich is my oncologist at this time, and he's an excellent oncologist. And all of these doctors are at community network. They're in the community network. And Morgan Thorpe, I cannot forget him. He was the radiologist that I had when I was going through the radiation process. I want to say thank you to my family and my daughter for being such a person that had the gift of giving, that she started an organization to give back to Susan G. Coleman and Gleaners Food Bank because she wanted to support in the community people who were in need of breast cancer services and those people who needed food in their mouths to eat. So I want to thank her for that, and all of my friends and co-workers who were not gossipers but prayer warriors. And thank you so much. My family down in Arkansas. I don't want to forget them. My mom, and I had to chuckle on this one. I didn't tell my mom I had breast cancer. I only told one sister. And it was my youngest sister, Rosie. And she's next to the youngest. But she and I, when she was younger, I thought of her as my little baby doll. So I told her, and later they told me, you told the wrong one, because she is like a broken refrigerator, can't hold anything. So the whole time she kept the secret, but she was busting out of the scene, she couldn't hold it. So she said, my mom said she'd come over there, and she'd be saying, looking crazy. That's what my mom used to call it, looking crazy. And so what she say? My mom would say, what's wrong with you, girl? That's what my mom, she was a talker, fast talker. What's wrong with you, girl? And so she said, Rosie would say, nothing, let's pray. And so we got to pray. So she said, okay, what we're praying for, we just got to pray. So they would pray, Rosie would pray, lead the prayer, and Mama would be right there with us. And then when they found out that everything was okay, then that's when she told everybody that I had breast cancer. But they said, oh, we knew something was wrong because Rosie was ripping at the seam. She couldn't hardly couldn't hardly hold it. So if you ever need a secret, please don't tell her, because she is not a secret holder. She's a broken refrigerator, can't hold anything. But we laughed through that, and I just had a scare in August. I had a mammography the end of August, and it came up with some suspicious cells at that 10-year thing. Every 10 years, so the devil thinks. So anyway, they took 20 breast tissue samples, and at first Dr. Loddix was saying that she was going to take 4, but when we got into the mammography area, and she has the state-of-the-art machine equipment that it takes the pictures, imaging of your breast. So it's a mammography machine plus a tissue sampling machine also. So it takes images and takes samples at the same time. And the technician said, and the mammography person that was there with that, and the I can't think of the name of the person, but anyway, they were saying that once the machine is so sensitive and smart that it knows when has become so stressful for you to taking the sample, and it will move to another area. So it knows that has been taking samples too long in that area because of signals that it's picking up from you, and it'll move to another area. Technology, they are making stride in technology each and every day. But this machine was so sensitive to me and what was going on with my body signals that it would just move from one area to the next. And I just appreciate Dr. Loddix just having the advanced technology and the advanced techniques and research, the best practices in her practice that's really helps people go through the different needed medical services that's required to give the best diagnosis and the best treatment there is. I just really appreciate that, her having that in her office, because everybody does not keep up with the latest technology, the latest equipment that's needed for everything that's out there. Because just like cancer and any other dreadful disease that attacks our people in our society changes, so does treatment and care, and the equipment that's needed have to also be updated and changed. Just knowing that the team is the best, the greatest, and they have the best service there in the facility, it just helps you feel more at ease and take that tenseness away for a while. I had the biopsy done that Thursday morning, and that Friday at 5 o'clock they called and said that it was benign. Every tissue sample of the 20 was benign. So praise God for his goodness and his mercy and his covering each and every day. When you believe in God and his powers and his awesomeness, you can get through anything. Even when the devil tried to throw you something, a curveball that isn't, that's not straight, you can still handle it because you know who's the head of your life and who's in control. So when I had cancer 10 years ago, I knew God was was on my side, and I knew I was going to come out of it in great stride because my children were young, my grandson was young, and I wanted to live to see him, and God made all that happen. And I'm here today, 10 years later, talking about it. So, Michelle?
All I can say is thank God. I'm glad you're still here with us and, being able to share your story, and I'm able to sit here with you while you're telling it.
Well, thank you so much for your talent, of course, of videographer and all of that stuff that you do, and being the review chick, and what you do on in technology. That's all I can say, because I'm not technology savvy. I don't know all the terminology to use, but I just thank God that He gave you the talents. Everybody has a talent or more, one or more, and one of your talent is that. Okay.
Well, that concludes this segment of my mother's survivor story. So be on the lookout for the second segment to post here soon. I hope you enjoy the story. I hope you were inspired. And please, please, please go out and get your mammograms. Get checked, because early detection is key. Until next time, stay beautiful.
Stay beautiful, and as Michelle said, get your mammographies when they're scheduled. If you don't have one scheduled, schedule one today. They do have services to help you financially through the American Cancer Society, different offices and services by different groups offer services for people who may need help or assistance with mammographies, but make sure you get your mammography. Don't wait. It can make a difference in